What's up, YouTube? It's CryptoKyle here. Just going to do an update on our Litecoin trade. We went long, or at least I went long at the 147 mark. Let me mark that guy. Went long here. If I can get it right. Okay. Ended up selling what I thought would be a pretty good area to sell because it started to stall out, was around 319. So that was a huge move. I couldn't believe it. It ended up pushing all the way up to 420. So when I originally drew my fibs, it was up to this point here, and I think I drew it down on this pivot down here. Maybe right in that area. So I said, okay, if I can get it on this dip here, looking at the daily chart, we got this huge ramp up. I originally was eyeing it around 103. I didn't take the trade. I don't know why. But anyway, it spiked up to 200. We had a huge pullback. It came back into support, and I was like, all right, I'm going to buy this dip. So I bought it. We got filled at like 147, and then I was like, okay, where can this go if it breaks out over 200? I felt like, I had a chance to push past 300. So when it started to stall out during that day, right around there, I said, okay, I'm gonna sell this. I don't want it to come crashing back down like it did here, because that was just like a ginormous move. It ended up being a lot stronger than I thought, which I mentioned that was a possibility, but I really didn't care if it did continue. I did not end up chasing it. I didn't trade it anymore, and I was like waiting for it to pull back. And I thought, okay, if it was going to tap right there around my exit, what would be a good place to buy back? I said low 200s, right around 235. Obviously, I have to correct that now, and I got a new fib, and I was thinking to myself, okay, well, this thing's kind of like losing a little bit of its momentum, just because of the sheer straight up chart we're looking at here, just the amount of buying. I think buyers are just a little exhausted, and it just seems like it's so far extended still. It's like 100 points off of its moving average here in the daily, and to me, it just is a little risky to get in. Especially when you start looking at like the 4-hour chart, like we're coming down now, the moving average is starting to curl, so we might get a little pop, but it back up, and it might just get rejected and roll on us. And the next level of support's around 200. And if I look at the hourly chart, we're starting to trend down now, although we have this moving average here, so we could catch that and then continue back up. But honestly, I don't know. It's the amount of buying volume is like trending down. So the amount of buyers that were here are essentially gone, and they are most likely selling still at this point, and then they'll buy back later. That's kind of like what I'm doing. So I'm actually sitting with most of my portfolio in cryptos and cash, and I'm just kind of like waiting. I had moved some to Bitcoin, but I ended up converting it to cash when this was like way up into this area here. When I saw it couldn't really break out over 18, I said, all right, it's probably time for a pullback, considering just the massive run. I mean, look at this thing. It's just like straight up. And we're so far extended off of this is the weekly chart. So it looks like it rejected basically the 86% retracement when we tried to come back and then back up. It's rejecting that, and now we're starting to see some consolidation to the downside, which is like really healthy. And I think if things start selling even more, then people that are new to trading are going to start panicking, and then that's when we'll see the flash crash down, which will be a good buying opportunity. So I'm kind of just sitting and waiting to see what happens here. Same with this guy. I mean, just straight up. Typically when they go straight up, and then they don't continue higher, everybody that bought up in this area is like just like getting more anxious and more anxious as it starts to trickle down, and that causes, you know, anxiety, and then they'll start to sell for a loss, or they'll start to sell. If they've gone long down here, they'll start to sell because they want to realize those gains, and they're just watching their gains just slowly dwindle away. So psychologically, it has an impact. So that's why I'm kind of just waiting right now, just to see what happens. And I want to catch it like right around the 50% retracement. Let me see if I can zoom out here. If we take it back down to where it first began trading, so like an entire retracement of this, if this is the top for 2017, which I don't know if it will be. I don't know if we'll break out over 420. There's a chance. It could be wrong, but since we're so overextended, I want to catch it somewhere in the low 200s still. I have an order right now at 240 right here, because I feel like if I can catch a quick flash crash down, even if it goes below my order, then it'll bounce. So I'm not quite sure where it will end. But anyway, that's my game plan. I'm just sitting and waiting. Make your own judgments. I have some money in Ripple. I feel like that could be $1 eventually. So that's more of like my long hold for like a cheaper one. I caught it at 44, which it spiked up to, looks like 54 here. Now it's like starting to sell off. So I don't mind. I think that this is going to be a longer term play for me, just to hold on. It's not as much size. I don't have much skin in the game as I will have these other guys. So that's my game plan. Take it for what it is. If you want to follow my trades, please do so. Please subscribe to the videos. If you have any feedback for me or have any opinions about what you think it's going to be, then please let me know and let everybody else know too. All right, guys. Happy investing. Cheers.